Welcome everyone to sunny Southern California, the Palisades Tennis Club in Newport Beach. Tonight, the Orange County Breakers, their home opener against their California rival, the San Diego Aviators. Beautiful setting for a great matchup. I'm Leif Shiras alongside LZ Granderson. And a look at the standings so far this season. The Springfield Lasers undefeated. They've won their first 4 matches at home. They'll play tonight on the road. But remember, the top 4 teams advance to Las Vegas and the chance to play on championship weekend, August 2nd and 3rd, and a chance also to play for the King Trophy. You can see how valuable these matches are for Orange County and for San Diego, who are right in the midst of the race. All right, great tennis from Southern California, featuring a former world #1 and a 21-year-old Californian.
Breakers fans, we're getting closer to match time, matching up with television time. We're up here in the DJ booth. My name is Marcus Tennis. I'm glad to be back with the Breakers. I'm up here with DJ Vince, who is...
So welcome back, everyone. The stars are out tonight in Southern California. The sun is shining. Well, we're talking about Victoria Azarenka, former world #1, a 2-time Grand Slam champion. She'll be a part of the Orange County Breakers and their push tonight to get the win over their rivals, the San Diego Aviators, in the Breakers home opener. Take a look at the order of play. Victoria Azarenka featured 3 times, LZ, but also the Aviators will have 21-year-old American Taylor Fritz in the men's singles and the men's doubles.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a fantastic lineup for the fans out here in Newport, especially in a chance to see Azarenka, a player who's going into the Hall of Fame, who may not be getting the results that she wants this season, but if you look at who she's lost to, Lee, you're talking about former #1s like in Pliskova and Muguruza. You're talking about the Wimbledon champion in Simona Halep. So she's not losing the soup cans right now. So they should enjoy it because she's only here for 1 day, but she's giving you 3 matches in this 1 day.
Yeah, with her ranking having dropped slightly, she doesn't have the protection of seeding like some of the top players do, but she's playing well, and she will certainly be a big reason the match swings one way or the other tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, of course, you got Taylor Fritz, the local kid. We saw him a little bit last night. He struggled a little bit with his first serve, but when he got that 145-mile-per-hour serve in, the crowd did plenty of oohs and ahs, so hopefully we see a lot more of that as well.
We've got the up-close and personal covered for you as well down on courtside. Olivia Deca is down courtside. Olivia.
Thank you, guys. I talked to Rick Leach asking about the lineup and the order for it. It's such a unique thing that the home coach gets to put the lineup together and turn it in an hour before. So he talks to the players, sees what they're kind of in the mood for, right? So Victoria Azarenka, she's playing 3 times, like you mentioned, and I asked Coach why. He said, simple, she's really good. She gives us a really good chance to win. He also put a lot of thought into the doubles matchups, because that's 60% of the match. And also he wanted his men to serve first. When I asked him if he spent much time scouting the Aviators, he said, we couldn't. We were on a flight home last night from New York, so we did not see their loss to Vegas. But it's a very small tennis world, as you guys know, and they all know each other's game.
All right, thanks very much, Olivia. That's right. Rick Leach sets the lineup. That's the advantage the home side has. They can unfold the order of play as best they like it. 2017 Coach of the Year. He also won as a player, one of the few guys to get it done. The other, John Lloyd, who won it as a player and as a coach. The Aviators winning it in 2016. So we've got two smart guys on the bench for both these sides.
Yes, and we have smart players that would take advantage of the wisdom that's sitting next to. I know that a lot of people view World Team Tennis as sort of like the exhibition, if you will, but it is not. It's an opportunity to really tap into some guys who have done it and not just preaching it. And you mentioned two great ones right there.
So Luke Bambridge alongside Victoria Azarenka to start off the mixed doubles. Johnny O'Mara and Anna-lena Grunewald for the San Diego Aviators.
Yeah, body forehand and body forehand again.
Aviators playing at home last night under the lights. They were beaten fairly soundly by the Vegas Rollers. So Bambridge, a good server, talented doubles player. Interesting sort of game within the game is that Bambridge and O'Mara, longtime doubles partners. There's Luke, 24 years of age. He's out of Nottingham. Yeah, good serve, and he's a big Man United fan.
He seems to be dialed in right out the gate with his serve, doesn't he?
Body forehand. Here we go. Okay, let's go. Here we go. Yeah. Come on, here we go.
Yeah, nice little change of direction from Bambridge on the half volley. O'Mara unable to cover the stretch volley down the line, so you can see how team chemistry is so important, LZ. The team's off the bench supporting one another.
Well, it's not surprising to see Bambridge off to a pretty good start, considering he's made it to 3 doubles finals this season already.
Yeah, alongside his partner during those runs, and that's Johnny O'Mara. He's the man serving first for the Aviators. O'Mara out of Scotland.
We have Vika.
Yeah, a little strong on that second serve, missed a fair margin.
Well, he's serving to someone he knows fairly well, so maybe he thinks that he needs to put a little something special on it because he knows how well he returns.
Yeah, he's out of Arbroath, Scotland, which is near Dundee.
You haven't spent much time in Scotland, have you?
Oh, it's a great place. Edinburgh's fabulous stuff. Oh yeah, great work there. Azarenka cleaning it up at the net nicely.
No, she's a nice doubles player. You mentioned earlier while we were preparing for this match that she's actually ranked higher in doubles right now than she is in singles.
Excellent mixed doubles players, having won the U.S. Open and Roland Garros in mixed doubles has Azarenka.
Right, Vika. Here we go. Me there.
So love 30, second serve return for Azarenka.
Line. So fast on the line.
Well, that's a good second serve. It had some depth and had a bit of pace.
Yeah, let's go. Come on.
Right, Vika.
Mara's really struggling right now with his first serve.
Vika! Here we go. Big, let's go.
You don't really want to sit a ball up there with a hitter like Victoria Azarenka, do you, Reed?
She's got a great swing volley, doesn't she? It's almost like a ground stroke. She plays it the same way. She's got a little bit of time. Look at the quick preparation.
She's a fantastic baseline player. Great finals against Serena Williams at the U.S. Open.
Yeah, that's probably a little bit of what she was feeling playing Serena Williams. I think Serena Williams hits the kind of miles per hour that a lot of the men can produce. Here's Victoria, 29 years of age. She's a mom now. Busy son running around her ankles, but still playing some great tennis out of Minsk.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's go. Come on.
Wow, 2 double faults in that game. So a pretty rough start. Johnny O'Mara. And these have to be nerves. And maybe there's a little bit at play with his ex-partner across the net.
Well, tennis is, in my opinion, about 90% mental, so it's very difficult, I would think, to look across the net, see what someone that you played with, that you've won with, who knows all your tendencies, and try to trick them with something that they haven't seen before.
Yeah, that's right. There's going to be a comfort zone. No secrets between these two guys. But here's Azarenka then. 2-love, the breakers, off to a good start.
Yeah.
There's O'Mara going right at his former partner.
Hey, it's just business. There's nothing personal out here. It's just tennis.
It's just tennis until you actually start to play. Is it still tennis? Because you just went at him again.
I tell you, it makes it interesting. Short volley from O'Mara, but again, in doubles, it's such a good play to go right at your opponent, right into the body.
Absolutely. I'm just joking. It's hard with the hand-eye coordination and lack of distance as well.
Yeah. Me.
A little miscommunication there with the signals. Vika running in, get some clarification.
You. Good ball, Vika. Let's go.
Nice deep shot from Vika there.
Great stuff.
O'Mara had very little time to prepare for it.
Okay, here we go.
Beautiful down the line shot from Braunfeld.
No.
Vika didn't quite place it the way she wanted it to.
Right.
Chance to break right back. Now she tried to play with depth and missed it over the baseline, so the Aviators get the break right back. So they are on the board.
No, it's bad for me. Here we go.
She didn't miss it by much, though.
Let's go again.
Right idea.
Don't worry about
So
it.
quick conversation there as Anna-lena Grunewald.
Right here.
She's out of Hanover, Germany.
She struggled a bit last night with her first serve. We see if she can correct it now.
Very turn.
Good start to her service game.
It's like a mechanical out. Great turn.
Yeah.
double fault, and conditions are tricky today. Let's go down to another member of our team. That's Nick Gismondi. And Nick, you were listening in on some of the conversation down there, what the players are facing right now.
Yeah, guys, well, we've talked about the weather so much, and of course it is Mother Nature, so it plays a factor in everything we're doing in an outside setting. And for Johnny O'Mara right now, it's the struggle because he's dealing with the sun. So when he's throwing that ball up for that first serve, he's having trouble making contact with it because he's losing it in the sun. The other little factor that's happening right now is the wind is swirling around up there. So if he's looking for a reason as to why maybe his first serve isn't great, the reason could be the weather, especially the sun right now in his eyes.
All right, thanks, Nick. We're going to be getting reports from Olivia and Nick throughout the evening, including some interviews with the players and the coaches. So we've got you plugged into the up close and personal of all that's unfolding tonight. You can see 74 degrees. It's beautiful in Newport Beach. It's not the first time those words have been spoken. It really
Beautiful
is.
in Newport Beach.
It's a wonderful spot.
This is a beautiful location here, Leaf. For tennis fans, an opportunity to come here early, get some hitting in themselves, get a quick shower, and then watch some world-class tennis.
And we arrived for preparations today. Lots of people outside playing, getting ready to go, including the players here today. And Bambridge unable to capitalize on that.
Great time, Vika.
So we go, okay. Slide, T, so we go. Yeah.
Here we go.
You mentioned Vika as a Grand Slam champion. Gronefeld also has majors in her resume.
Oh, that's a lovely backhand volley. So Grunewald is able to hang on to her serve. We've traded breaks here in the early going. 2 games all here as the Breakers, it's their home opener, taking on their rivals from just down the 405. Johnny O'Mara with the finish.
I got one.
Yeah, she hasn't been hitting her surfboard.
I couldn't see it.
Or subscribe at orangecoastmagazine.com. Our sponsor, Free Play Music, is one of the most trusted production music libraries in the world with a wide variety of high-quality music and
Can't see the ball. When it hits that
all over
water.
the world. Use our music in everything from personal web videos to feature film and major network television broadcasts, including the Olympics. Please visit www.
So long.
The towels are fun.
World Team Tennis on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Wilson. Get the best gear in the game. By DecoTurf, official tennis court surface of World Team Tennis. And by Body Armor, the more natural and better hydration sports drink.
It's a fabulous place, Southern California. Another beautiful sunny day. A full house here at Newport Beach, sold out Talked to Alan Hardison, the GM of the Breakers, and he was excited about tonight, and we are as well. Hope you are too. Victoria Azarenka featured in the mixed doubles. Luke Brambridge, her partner, serving now 2 games all, opening event of 5 tonight in World Team Tennis.
And this is a fantastic treat for the fans here. You get to see either Vika or Taylor basically every single match.
Now looking forward to Taylor Fritz, the 21-year-old American who broke through and won his first title. He's from just up the 405 as well. It's outside LA.
I've never met a young man so chill before. Just a very easygoing personality.
Well, some tight moments from both O'Mara and Bambridge in this opening set, as he was saying, that ball was out. I should have let it go.
Yeah, I was wondering why he hit it. You know, it's maybe he saw something different in the court. We talked about the sun and the wind.
Yeah, that's O'Mara. He is very quick and very good in the middle of the court.
That was just an outstanding, beautiful adjustment after the net court there. And this is the reason why World Tennis is so special. It's because it's so dominant by the scoring of the doubles as opposed to the singles. We're used to television being dominated by singles play. Here you get to see how important it is for hand-eye coordination and ball placement.
Remember, no ad scoring in World Team Tennis. The sets are to 5, so every point absolutely vital. Boy, Gronevel doing a great job. Balls in play, doing the right things.
We talked about this yesterday when we watched her play Leaf, that her backhand is really something special. It's a beautiful swing, it's very dependable, and she doesn't really pull the trigger or anything that was unnecessary.
Yeah, and again, balls in play are so key. You can see she's played in a lot of international competitions, 2-time Olympian for Germany, as well as playing Fed Cup.
It's nice to see a smile on her face as well.
That's what good doubles is all about. Keep moving forward. Breakers trying to get the break back.
Gizmo mentioned that O'Mara was struggling with the sun. Wonder if he considered an advisor or some goggles or something to make it a little easier for himself to get some cloud coverage.
Well, he's Scottish. He doesn't see the sun as often as they see it here in Southern California.
He's confused is what you're saying by all the brightness.
And the Aviators played under the lights at the Omni La Costa Resort and Spa last night at home. Here they are in the bright sun during the day, and that's part of the challenge in team tennis, changing conditions day to day and week to week. Yeah, O'Mara was struggling with the sun. Take a look, and you can see what he's having to deal with.
Yeah, anyone who has a high ball toss is just going to have difficulties with the conditions, whether the wind moves the ball just a little bit or, of course, the sun, which is what he's struggling with right now.
didn't miss by much. But you could hear the line call. That's a computer-generated call from Hawkeye Live. No lines, people, as you might see. We do have an umpire today who will officiate the proceedings. There is one of the many cameras, 12 ball tracking cameras, 6 football cameras, all in place. So human error has been erased in terms of the line calls. We'll see a few mistakes from the players.
Well, I hope someone from the NFL is watching the broadcast from tonight and says, hey, wait a minute, maybe we should use this technology thing to kind of calm down some of the screwed up errors that we have in our games.
Well, you can hear the commissioner of baseball talking about how there might be using computer-generated images to call balls and strikes, and that is going to be happening sooner rather than later. So here's a deciding point, a break point, and a game point for the Aviators. And the break back by the Breakers.
And look at that excitement out of Bainbridge. In case you didn't think these players actually cared about this match, just look at how excited he was when he got that breaker.
Yeah, it's so key in deciding points to get the ball into play. You know, give your opponents a chance to make a mistake. And that's what Bainbridge did there. Remember, in mixed doubles, it's gender to gender. So O'Mara served to Bainbridge on the decider. Here's the former world number 1. Currently number 38 in the singles ranks.
Not a lot of players on tour that face Azarenka that view her as a 38th ranked player, that's for sure.
No, that's one of those occasions where numbers don't mean much.
Come on now, here we go. Nice stuff, Vika.
Victoria, Azarenka.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, you can hear the conversation there. Where are you going to serve? Body. Let's see how she does with this. Lets are in play.
Regular. Okay. You serve here, and me here.
Oh, excellent play from Grunewald on the return and then on the forehand.
Yeah, she's playing really well. You don't know if it's just familiarity or the fact that she's used to Azarenka. I don't know how many times they face each other, but you got to think they've crossed paths at some point. She certainly seems a lot more comfortable leave tonight than she did last night back there.
Great stuff, Vika. Let's go, Vika.
Azarenka, who has some experience playing World Team Tennis. She was Rookie of the Year back in 2006 when she played for Springfield. She played for DC in 2010, Philadelphia in 2014. Great return again. You can hear the conversation between the players trying to build each other up, make good things happen.
Great stuff, Vika. Come on. Let's go.
Yeah, excellent slice serve out wide, and the Breakers have a chance now to get to 4-3 in game score.
Just a smart serve. You know, even if he got it back into play, it puts her in a much better position in order to get the easy volley put away.
Bainbridge right on top of the net.
And he is pumped up.
Hey, you sounded a little bit like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Pump me up.
Well, the energy's infectious. You got the great music going on. You got the crowd pumped in. And when you see a player like him get a great volley put away like that, the energy's just infectious. I can't help it but to get a little pumped up.
Got to. We've had 4 breaks of serve in this opening set. Can the Aviators get to a tie break? And the tie breaks in these 5-game sets are 9-point tie breaks. The first team to 5 points. So each game, each tie break can be decided by a single point. Lots of pressure. Yeah. Bambridge got the net cord.
Just a little bit of bad luck there. That's all part of the game.
What a time for a double fall. 15:30. Aviators in a bit of trouble here. And just a quick look at the match format. The 5 sets, men's and women's singles, doubles, and mixed. 5-game sets, no ad scoring. And remember, each game counts to the total match score.
Another double fault. She's really struggling with her serve. Not just today, but again, we saw this again last night. I believe she lost her serve 3 times last night.
Yeah, she's got the shades on to deal with the bright sun, but just out of her rhythm. And a Geico timeout. John Lloyd's going to come and have a word with his pair. This is a big moment. Remember, every game, you'd like to get to 5-4 at least.
That's the special thing about World Team Tennis. You know, there's not a lot of time within the match to make up for errors. Every single point matters.
And I'll go left. I'm going to just be all over it, okay? And let's see what we can do.
We have some great options out there just for you. All right, here we go. I'm going to ask once again.
Yeah, nice to have microphones on the players to hear some of these conversations they're having, preparations. What's the plan of attack? Set points for the breakers.
Vika.
She finds
that was
the second
gutsy.
serve.
That was gutsy, Lee. I was wondering, you know, if she got in her head all of a sudden, she's just going to softly spin it in and just hope for an error. But no, she was a solid second serve into the body of Azarenka.
All right, we're down to game point.
All right, here is a deciding point then. It's still set point for the breakers and a chance to get to 4 games all and force a tiebreak for the Aviators. Oh, great hands by O'Mara. And they fight back and save 3 set points. Time for a 9-point tiebreak.
Yet another example is why I'm an advocate of on-court coaching. It isn't necessarily they're going to tell you something new. It's just an opportunity for you to take a breath, see the forest from the trees, and just gather yourself.
All right, we'll take a short break. When we come back, 9-point tiebreak.
Vika, come on. Win it.
1-0, Breakers. All right, Breakers 1-0. It's the first of 5. It is 9-point tiebreak.
Yeah.
All right, so Bambridge comes up with a nice combination to get the first point. Oh, it just missed.
So close. He's, you know, despite missing that volley, which was very difficult to handle, he's been playing extremely well today. We saw him earlier meeting some fans before the matches. He seemed so relaxed and enjoyed taking pictures, and he's enjoying himself out here. It's great to see in World Team Tennis that the players interacting with the fans and having such fun themselves.
Grunewald, you could argue that she's really been one of the best players on the court. Rock solid in returns. There she is cleaning up at the net. 2-1 Aviators.
Yeah, absolutely. She's being the leader right now that they need her to be. You know, she struggled obviously early on with her serve, but she got out there, got a little coaching, and she seems to be moving right along now. Beautiful drop volley. Such gracious touch. Two-time mixed doubles major winner. You saw a reason why right there with those hands.
And most recently, Grunewald, a quarterfinalist, the Wimbledon doubles. I mean, this year alone, she's won the title in Charleston and 3 finals, Birmingham, Rome, and Doha. So she's been really playing some wonderful doubles, and you're seeing that here tonight. And it's funny how she had a few struggles in San Diego last night. Here she is today bouncing back, and such is the nature of sport day to day like this. You just gotta hope for better and prepare for better.
The hardest thing I think about tennis out of all the major sports, you have to get used to losing and forgetting about it.
That's right, that's how it's done. Get behind her team.
Good first serve by Azarenka. Johnny O'Mara, he's fiery, the Scotsman. I mean, how many Scottish tennis players have a career because of the influence and the inspiration of Andy Murray? Oh yeah, a little hand-to-hand combat right on top of the net.
Great serving. So now
He didn't have much of a choice, really much he could do with the ball. He was hit so short. He was just lucky enough just to get it back and hope for an error.
3 points all, so Grunewald, the final server, will serve the final 3 points if needed. You don't need to win by 2, you can win by 1.
Right, Vika.
What a return by Azarenka. She sat there and waited for a second serve and went for her shot. Nice, deep return. There was really nothing much anna-lena could do about that.
Yeah, this is set point number 4 for the Breakers. What a shot by Grunewald. And she covered the line.
Gutsy.
So here's a set point and a match point for both players now. The Aviators and the Breakers, 1 point to decide the opening set.
This is a fantastic start to today's matches.
Let's go!
And the Aviators, they were down a break, they were down set points, and they come back and take it 5-4. An incredible move by the Aviators to get off to a start here in Orange County.
All right, Breakers fans, coming up next will be women's singles. In the meantime, God's Wealth Management Group is the official wealth management group of the Orange County Breakers. If you want your assets managed by one of the top advisor groups in the U.S., then visit godswealth.com for more information.
When did you need to know how much time?
Sapporo is not only the oldest beer company in Japan, it is also the official beer of the 2019 Orange County Breakers. Served exclusively at Breakers matches, be sure to get yours while you enjoy the match tonight. And remember, please drink responsibly. Business owners, do you know your banker's name? If so, when was the last time they reached out to you? Are you tired of little to no communication, slow turnaround times, and a one-sided relationship? If this sounds all too familiar with you, let Denise McCandless from SunWest Bank remind you what a real banking relationship should be like. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, SunWest Bank.
So beautiful, sunny Southern California. What a destination. What a great day for World Team Tennis as the Breakers hosting the Aviators. Aviators taking the mixed doubles, and Johnny O'Mara, that's the Scottish version of the Dikembe Mutombo, saying not here.
Well, it was a fantastic serve to begin with. Anytime you can set your partner up at net with a nice, easy return, it makes life a lot easier in doubles.
So the Aviators win a very close opening set. If that's any indication of the tennis still to come, we're in for a great night. Women's singles is next, men's singles, women's doubles, and men's doubles. A chance for us to get you caught up on our schedule. Tomorrow, a huge night as Philadelphia will take on Vegas. That's on CBS, 3 o'clock Eastern time. Feliciano Lopez will be playing for the Freedom. Sam Querrey for Vegas. So a heavyweight encounter. Plenty more tennis throughout the week, Monday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Some great matchups as we continue to bring you all the best that World Team Tennis has to offer.
I'm excited to see Feliciano play. You know, he's coming in really high after performing so well on grass this season. Fantastic serve and volleyer, athletic, and dangerously handsome, if I may add.
Well, speaking of Scottish tennis players, Andy Murray's mom, Judy Murray, has said about Feliciano Lopez that he's Deliciano, and I don't think she's alone when she says that.
I'm gonna let you handle that part of the show there, Lee.
Yeah, Feliciano Lopez traded from the Orlando Storm to the Philadelphia Freedoms. Here he is arriving with a Storm shirt, and now, well, he's a Freedom. So he'll be a part of that show in Vegas tomorrow night. Hope he can be a part of it as well. All right, Victoria Azarenka, two-time Grand Slam champion, serving first against Danielle Lau.
Danielle is not a player who's going to beat Azarenka with her power, but she has a variety of shots. She knows how to use the angles. She's going to kind of keep Vika off balance with using her variety.
Go!
Now, so the game plan's fairly clear early goings as Azarenka is going to pick on that Lau backhand. She likes to play with underspin. She has a two-hander. Two-time All-American out of USC. Very accomplished college player, playing most of her pro tennis on the ITFs, but called in as a substitute for Astra Sharma. She did pretty well last night in San Diego, did Lau.
You mentioned that slice backhand. It's going to be difficult for her to penetrate the court, considering not only is she so far back from the baseline, but there's also wind to contend with as well.
And that's something that Lau does well. She'll defend and get to a lot of balls, so Vika needs to be alert up there at the net.
Just another important reminder that even if you think you're out of the play, make your opponent hit one more shot.
She has just enough on the pass.
Right on cue, just make your opponent hit one more shot. She was running around defending the entire time, looked like she was out of the point, but she continued to make Vika play, and she got the error.
And a nice lob over the backhand side. Not easy to finish high up on the backhand. Now, it was looking pretty comfortable at 40 love, is not looking the same way now at deciding point in this opening game. So Danielle Lau will choose which court she wants to return to.
Interesting, she chose the backhand.
starts the game. Yeah, wonderful crowd on hand tonight here at the Palisades Club in Southern Cal. As that serve curling into the forehand. Azarenka, Grand Slam champion, consecutive years down in Melbourne at the Australian Open, winning in 2012 and 2013. Of course, she became a mom in 2016 and has been playing her way back to the top of the game ever since. She's got a busy life these days.
It's nice to see mothers on tour where women don't have to feel as if they have to choose between starting a family and being a professional athlete. We have Vika here, obviously Serena, Lindsay Davenport, Kim Kleisters. Fantastic examples of balancing both world-class tennis as well as being a parent.
And I think Yvonne Goolagong might have been one of the first moms who won a major title, the Australian champion, late 60s or 70s. So Lau's got a little bit of pop on the forehand. Deep in the corner. All right, let's go down now to Nick Gismondi, who's with Luke Bambridge.
All right, thanks, Lee. Yeah, here with Luke. Obviously a tough one against your old partner there in that last matchup, but how'd you feel? Early on, you guys had the lead, and it sort of trailed off a little at the end.
Yeah, obviously I was slightly disappointed with how I played there, but felt like I brought the energy, and I was trying my best to get my level out there for sure. Obviously a difficult one for me and Johnny, both playing each other after playing together for 18 months and just solidly every single week seeing each other's face, and that's the first time we've seen each other since the split. But you know, Vika was brilliant in that match, and I for sure let her down there, but you know, it's a lot of fun playing with such a high caliber player for sure.
You and I were talking before the match about the split between you and O'Mara right after Wimbledon. It happens. And I think you said something interesting to me. You said it's just a business decision. It's not personal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, obviously, me and Johnny have known each other for 15 years. We've known each other since we were 9 years old. It was originally just a partnership to play a few challenges with and get the initial wild card into the 2018 Wimbledon. But you know, we made an incredible run, won a lot of challenges, 2 ATPs, 3 finals. So we can definitely look at each other and look back at it and just think we had a great partnership. And you know, the door's not fully closed for the future. It didn't end in a bad way. So you know, we'll still shake hands and stuff and have a good time here today.
Good stuff, Luke. Thanks so much. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Guys.
All right, thanks very much, Nick. And that's it. You know, doubles teams are a little bit like a marriage, as Azarenka does get the break. And you know, you go through tough times, you travel together, you share rooms on the road, and you have to get through winning and losing and deal with success and failure. It's not easy, and oftentimes you want a new bit of energy for something to happen, and that's what these guys are after.
Absolutely. I mean, it's not unusual to hear of a singles player and a coach splitting after a long, successful run, and there's no animosity. You just want a different environment, a different energy, because you're on a hamster wheel. It's nice to hear, though, that they'll still be able to handshake after the match.
Yeah, isn't it amazing? They've known each other since they were 9 years of age. So they grew up together in the juniors, as many of the players have.
I think my mom is the only person I've known that long at this point in my life, Leaf. And even then, she doesn't always answer my calls.
That's a great point from Danielle Lau, some of her best tennis.
So she does this little hop between some of her shots on the high bounce. You know, she's a diminutive player, and so she's learned to adjust to handle when players try to take advantage of her size. There it is right there, a nice little hop shot, get herself right back in the point. Beautiful approach shot, put pressure on Vika.
All right, let's go down courtside to Olivia Decker, who's with a special guest. Olivia?
Thanks, guys. Yeah, Taylor Fritz wraps up his 4th season with World Team Tennis today and gets on a flight to Atlanta for the Open later on tonight. But how does this part complement your overall tennis season?
It's just nice to like kind of break it up mid-season, do something different. It's fun. It's really fun to play in a team environment different from what we're used to. So yeah, it's just a little bit of fun, relax, get to play some tennis. You play a lot of high-pressure points, so it's good to practice that as well, and then just head to Atlanta for the U.S. Open Series.
You have a crazy schedule after that too. Cabos, Montreal, Cincinnati. How would you describe what the tennis season is like to someone who's not familiar with what you guys go through?
It's just really long. I think a lot of people sports seasons are not that long. I guess baseball's pretty long, but tennis is pretty much year round, and the time that you're off, you're really not off. Everyone's training, everyone's that's off season, so everyone's working the hardest on the month away from the tournament. So it's just really long, and you got to play a lot.
Do you work on different assets of your game while you're here in this kind of less pressurized environment?
Not really, because I really just want to win. It's so competitive, and the team's depending on me, so I really just want to do everything I can to win. And honestly, pressure's even higher because I don't want to let the team down. And when I'm out there playing for myself, I don't get so nervous because I know it's on me.
Absolutely, that's a good take. And you have singles coming up next. Good luck. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Olivia. So great to hear that insight from Taylor Fritz about what the tour is like and how World Team Tennis compares to it. The high-pressure points here. You're playing not just for yourself, but for your team and your teammates. Really very interesting.
Taylor,
he's a very composed young man.
I was going to say, Taylor, you forget he's only 21 years old. You listen to him talk, you listen to what he speaks about with the depth of wisdom that he speaks about. He's a player who's way beyond his age.
Yeah, and also very competitive, isn't he? He likes to play a lot of tennis, and he wants to be a part of this. And that's what I think is going to carry him to the top level of the game. He's just now at 30 in the world. You feel like he's got top 20, and then you never know what will happen there. But top 10, I think, is a good possibility. Here's Azarenka. Boy, deciding point. Just a couple of unforced errors from Azarenka. You can see the pressure shows in many different ways. Normally very reliable, but the backhand lets her down. You can see confirmation from Hawkeye Live that that ball was long, and oftentimes you can't see that far sideline. So Hawkeye Live gives us the ability to show you at home what you might have missed.
Just another reminder that what's on paper doesn't necessarily translate what's on the field, what's on the diamond, what's on the court. On paper, Azarenka should be cruising based upon her career achievements, but here we are, she's in a battle. Azarenka does a very good job of handling that high defensive lob. Beautiful volley.
Wasn't it?
So good, so adept at playing the angles. Again, this isn't a person who's going to blow you off the court with her power. She's very smart, very intelligent player.
A wonderful combination of plays. It was an aggressive return. She immediately recognized that she had the advantage. Finished with a swing volley.
Well, plays like that lets you know why she won the majors that she's won. And why do we think that even though she's ranked number 38 in the world, that she's far from being the 38th ranked player? Ball cell just a little bit long on Lau. Again, the wind is a factor. You can tell from Vika's skirt the way that it's blowing in the wind that it's very windy and tricky out there.
Yeah. And also Lau is not a pace generator, as you can see the winds that are a part of the story here, the conditions outdoors.
No complaints from the crowd, though. That nice ocean breeze is a welcome sitting in the sun.
Oh, a double fault on break point. So Victoria Azarenka has a 3-1 lead.
Hey, tennis fans, get into the game and help support the growth of your favorite sport by becoming a member of the United States Tennis Association today. Your USTA membership comes with a host of great benefits and helps to support the growth of the game in communities throughout the U.S., including yours. Join or renew your membership today. And I've seen the Flutter Frog out there. Flutter Frog is our mascot. You can turn your photos into lasting keepsakes with our easy-to-use online design tool and wide range of customizable photo products, including photo memory books, custom greeting cards and invitations, canvas wraps, calendars, and more. Flutterfrog.com. Your memories, our magic. Hey, Breakers fans, this match is hydrated by Body Armor Sport Water. Body Armor is the water made for athletes with proprietary sport electrolyte formula and a pH 8+ to give athletes everything they need to perform at their best. In fact, I've been drinking Body Armor Sport Water up here all evening long. Body Armor Sport Water, the official water of World Team Tennis.
Back at the Palisades Tennis Club, and the owner of the club is Ken Stewart. He's got a statue in the trophy position. Of course, he's also a member of the Southern Cal Tennis Hall of Fame. Of course, the Palisades Club used to be called the John Wayne Tennis Club. And there's Ken alongside the Duke.
This franchise was called the Dukes once upon a time. Is that correct?
That is absolutely correct.
I wonder which actor should get its own tennis name, tennis franchise. Is anyone that cool anymore?
Well, Kobe Bryant is a member of this club, so maybe we could get him into the tennis family.
The Orange County Mambas.
There you go. And speaking of Kobe Bryant, there he is. He's a member right here at the Palisades Club. Does a lot of working out over at the University of California, Irvine as well, but his tennis right here at Palisades. Great to see Kobe on court.
A lot of world-class basketball players in the NBA either play tennis for relaxation now or grew up playing tennis. Dirk Nowitzki is a huge tennis fan, has a tennis court at home in Dallas. I used to see him running around Wimbledon all the time. Gordon Hayward played for the Utah Jazz, now is in Boston as a tennis player.
Yeah, he grew up playing in the juniors, a very accomplished player.
David Lee just married Caroline Wozniacki. Congratulations to the couple.
Yeah, exactly. I think David just wanted free tennis lessons. Improve his tennis game. It's a marriage of
It's a business decision.
Got to get your tennis right first and foremost. Here's 30-all. Azarenka up 3-1. It's interesting watching Lau play. She's actually a little bit better when she's in defensive positions. You know, when she's in the middle of the court having to generate pace, that's not her strength. But boy, defending in the corner, she's real good. And she's got a break point.
Well, I've told from years of reporting, Leaf, that reacting is a whole lot easier than it is generating.
Just surgical.
Beautiful.
She opened up the space and swing volley winner.
Beautiful execution here. Kept Danielle on the run the entire point. And when she got a nice short ball to hit, that was in the air, she put it away. You know, again, talking about reacting to your environment as opposed to generating. It's one of the reasons why basketball players who are great field goal shooters aren't necessarily great free throw shooters. Too much time to think.
Yeah, unable to make that return happen on deciding point. Azarenka into the forehand. Got to get that ball into play.
It's just so tricky to try to chip a ball into play with this wind. I think the gust picked up just as she was getting ready to make contact with the ball. You can tell from the flags all around it again with Vika skirting her hair. It's just really windy. You just don't know when it's going to pick up.
You can see how every game is so valuable at 8-6. Just that ball moving in the air. 4-1, the Breakers.
Oh, she almost got that ball back in play. Such a fantastic little scrambler back there. Reminds me of a lesser version, of course, but Simona Halep from that defense back there, just scrambling back and forth, just making you play one more ball after one more ball.
Yeah, and this has always been one of the great backhands in the women's game, the ability to change the line. To love 15 with that up the line shot.
Azarenka didn't quite get underneath that ball enough to get it over the lower part of the net in the middle there. Good, smart defensive lob to reset the point. Certainly was in a position to get a winner there. I think this weekend I'm going to see if I can download her book, The Invaluable Experience. She's an accomplished author.
Yeah, she authored a book about her college tennis experience at USC. Yeah, good low passing shot, elicits the air. And you can hear Danielle Lau, she's got the microphone on, trying to remind herself of what to do. And that's that inner conversation you're having with yourself. First serve here, just remind you of the things you want to accomplish before you get into the point.
I'm going to tell you, when I play tennis, you don't want to microphone all day. At least not for children's ears to hear.
All right, Breakers fans, what time is it?
Were you in your head a lot when you played?
Your head is still as possible. Here's a set point for the Breakers. wonderful cross-court backhand, saves a set point.
And she looked like she was in trouble there. Azarenka hit a really nice cross-court shot there with a nice high bounce. Once again, Danielle found herself hopping a little bit in the air just to get contact with the ball through the air.
Yeah, here's a deciding point.
I love these. I get nervous just watching the players.
And Azarenka out-duels Lau from the back, gets the game, gets the set. So the Breakers bounce back nicely in the women's singles thanks to a former world #1. There's the ball clearly over the baseline. So the Breakers setting things up pretty nicely here after 2 events.
Score says 5-1, but that was a lot closer than what the score says. A lot of interesting shots and rallies.
All right, Victoria Azarenka takes the women's singles 5-1. The former world #1 gets it done. 9-6 for the Breakers in their home opener.
So make sure you get some food before they sell out. Wilson Sporting Goods is the official playing partner of World Team Tennis. For over a century, many of the game's legendary players have trusted Wilson to help them capture their winning moments. And so can you. Be sure to visit wilson.com to see the latest frames used by the likes of Roger Federer, Kei Nishikori, Serena Williams, and even our own breaker, Nicole Gibbs. In fact, I'm up here in the booth right now holding the new Class 100. Wilson, the #1 name in tennis. Your body is made for work, play, and adventure. All the things that make life amazing. So when pain gets in the way, turn to Hogue Orthopedic Institute to get you back to doing the things you love. At Hogue Orthopedic Institute, we're experts at getting you out of pain and back to you. For more information or to find a doctor, go to hoiexperts.com/you. 1 minute. A shout out to our partner, Zone In CBD. Backed by professional athletes and their scientific advisory board, Zone In is full spectrum blend to help with sleep, inflammation, clarity, and other medical benefits. You can even get a discount if you use the code WTT for 25% off, which is also in your program guide. Zone In CBD. 30 seconds. $15 seconds. Final serve. Time. On you.
So welcome back, everyone. A reminder of the showdown on the Strip. We said that coverage begins at 3 o'clock Eastern. Now that's on WTT.tv. Sunday at 4 o'clock Eastern, we have it on CBS. So Philadelphia coming in at 5-1. It'll be the second home match for the expansion Vegas Rollers. A wonderful occasion. Hope you can be a part of our coverage as Feliciano Lopez will play for Philadelphia. Taylor Townsend will also play. She's a talented young American who's really led the Freedoms so impressively the last couple of years. But don't miss that one tomorrow in Vegas. Men's singles now. And this is James Ward, the Brit, taking on Taylor Fritz.
Taylor Townsend won 16 of 17 matches.
Yeah, she has had a brilliant run over the last couple of seasons.
Ward may not be a household player here in the States, but he was Rafa's hitting partner back in 2009. Practiced with Federer at Wimbledon just last season. So he's a guy who tennis fans know.
Yeah, lets are in play, and that let will now be an ace. And James Ward will have good memories of Southern California when he played Davis Cup for Great Britain. They put a clay court down in San Diego in Petco Park, and he had a win over Sam Querrey in that Davis Cup match.
Well, he has said clay is his favorite surface, so no surprise there. Sam has admitted that clay is his least favorite surface.
Oh, maybe the shot of the day, if not the shot of the year.
His teammates are up clapping, supporting him, emphasizing the team in world team tennis.
Yeah, Aviators fans will be happy about this one. That's right out of the top shelf.
Overcooked that return. He overcooked a lot of shots last night in his match against Querrey.
Yeah, that's a good start by the veteran Ward, 32 years of age. He's got Davis Cup experience. He's got Grand Slam experience as well, having gotten to the third round of Wimbledon. But he can definitely play ball impressively. Selected by the Breakers in the second round of the draft, and this is his rookie season. So he's a nice addition to this Breakers lineup. I'm sure Rick Leach is happy to have him. And you can see in his game, LZ, very dependable. He's going to get a lot of balls in play.
Yeah, he's not someone who's going to necessarily wow you with his shots, but he's just consistent. And the most important thing is to get the ball back in play. Just as we say that, Taylor, double faults.
Yeah, so the Aviators have to start thinking about games now because they're down 4 games in the match score. There's love 30.
Now, Sam said something last night during his post-match interview about how sometimes the players would like to come to World Team Tennis when they're working on things. I'm not sure if Taylor is trying to work on a shot or not, but he's been hitting a lot of balls long these past two days. Good serve there. Hit some 140-mile-per-hour bombs last night. Lots of fireworks.
They were definitely hitting their serves hard.
Another good serve there from Taylor. I believe you were mentioning that Taylor went on some sort of clay court tour. That's not usual for Americans.
All right, Breakers fans, let's get the high games. Come on, give a little positivity out there. Come on.
Yeah, that's a song game from Taylor Fritz. So they get to 1 game all. All right, let's go down courtside to Olivia Decker. Olivia?
Thanks, guys. I found the boss of the whole operation here, the owner of the Breakers, Ken Stewart. Now, it's only the 4th match for you all in this season so far. You're still learning a little bit about your team. How do you assess them early on?
You know, you really look at what the chemistry is of the players with each other, and I think our chemistry is really good. We started this season with a road trip, and that really kind of helps bond. You know, traveling together and dealing with planes, trains, and automobiles. So worked out. It's working out well.
Getting Victoria Azarenka was huge. She already dominated in women's singles. How much nicer is it to have her on your team instead of playing against her?
Very great to have her on the team. She's a obviously great player, great person, and brings a ton of energy to the event. So great to have her on our team. Great to have her in the league.
Well, thank you so much for your time. Good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Back to you, Leaf.
All right, thanks, Olivia. Yeah, great to see Eric Davidson. And also, not only owner of the franchise, but also co-owner of the league now with Fred Luddy. So Eric getting very involved in the progress and growth of this fabulous World Team Tennis League.
It's nice to see the two expansion teams, doing well, and there's talk of even more expansion next season, emphasizing the World Team Tennis.
Yeah, that's some really solid tennis, and that, again, the backhand up the line is such a key shot in the men's game because everyone wants to get around and play the forehand. You can find some space down the line, it's going to work to your advantage.
Very difficult to win big matches now without being able to rely on your backhand. You can't hide anymore. The guys are hitting the ball too fast, the pace is too fast. If you don't have a reliable backhand, you're just not going to go far in majors or in the thousands.
Yeah, and even a one-handed backhand seems like a bit of a liability these days, right? Because there are so many great two-handers, and they handle the returner serve so well with the two-hander.
Don't tell Roger Federer that.
That's right. Or Stan Wawrinka, or Richard Gasquet, or Dominic Thiem.
Or Feliciano Lopez, who we're going to see tomorrow in Vegas.
That's right. Stefano Tsitsipas. Great one-hander still out there. Two great two-handers going at it here. Taylor Fritz serving at 1-2. Well, he started his last service game with a double fault. Here's another one.
Serve out wide there from Taylor.
His serve has improved out of sight. He's added power. I think he's added more consistency.
Well, he's growing into his man body instead of the same boxing.
Yeah.
You might be a man in terms of the U.S. definition by age, but the physical maturation takes a little bit longer.
Oh!
Beautiful dropper right there.
What a touch.
It's nice to see him use variety, keep Ward off the balance. So he doesn't get too comfortable back there in the baseline, give him one more thing to think about.
Yeah, he gave that a little extra, didn't he?
He called a little something, something.
Yeah, a little something, something.
There you go.
It's like a little bit of the old ladle, a little soup ladle at the end there.
Starting to see the shadows come in a little bit on the court. Our day began with sun being an issue. Now we get to see the players deal with the shadows.
Ooh, just missed it, lined it up nicely.
A little surprised he went for that shot. He went back behind Ward, who was already approaching that net, but I thought he had a lot more space for a passing shot going cross court.
Yeah, the breakers and James Ward applying some pressure here. Here's a deciding point.
Listen to this crowd getting behind Ward. You heard a couple of yeahs at the end of that point. They're not just sitting here to root for the name. They're rooting for their home guy.
Seventh deciding point of the evening. And a good second serve, so Taylor Fritz avoids trouble. Gets another game on the board for the Aviators. It's 11-8 in the match score. 2-all in the men's singles, the third event of the night.
Right now, one lucky fan needs to get ready to zone in. This fan will receive a prize pack from Zone In for sitting in the zone. So right now, congratulations to seat number 104, section 104, row E, seat number 4. You've just won from Zone In. The Zone In rep will bring you your prize. That's section 104, row E, seat 4. Get ready to zone in.
They want the court clear until I call time. They want the court clear until I call time. They'll let me know when they're
All right, Breakers fans, right now we are in a TV break. And we are being covered live by the CBS.
You like it?
Well, one was,
We're glad to have
hard
the
press
CBS
serve, the
Sports
other was a
Network
kick
with
serve.
us covering these matches, as well as ESPN Plus and the other videos. And WTT.com.
The one was his typical hard serve, and the other one was his kick serve.
Back at the Palisades Tennis Club here in Newport Beach, California. Men's singles, James Ward serving to Taylor Fritz. The breakers 11-8. Ward with the breakers. Oh, that backhand has been money.
Taylor Fritz. Just still have last night's conversation in my mind. Sam Querrey taking his wife to a Taylor Swift concert.
That's right.
But Taylor Fritz gave a little smirk to James Ward after that baseline shot.
Go!
That's a difficult drop shot to make happen. He was almost trapped in no man's land when he tried to make it happen.
Which probably explains why he immediately turned his back and started to walk away, didn't wait for the finished product.
Yeah, that's the modern game. A good serve, and you back it up with something that you can finish with. So the 1-2 punch for Ward gets it done.
It's nice to see Taylor go after that shot. As Olivia reported, he's scheduled to fly down to Atlanta in a couple of days, but he's not holding back here.
What an excellent acquisition James Ward has been for the breakers. I mean, this guy brings it, and he's winning games. That's what it's all about. Win games, keep it close, pass it off to the next player in the next set. And that'll be women's doubles.
Well, we'll see Azarenka yet again. Her third match, final match of the night. This great crowd here gets a chance to see a future Hall of Famer. Speaking of the Hall of Fame, the induction ceremony is occurring. Congratulations to Mary Pierce.
Yeah, Lee Na and Yevgeny Kafelnikov. Pretty nice trio of greats.
That was one of my favorite players, Kafelnikov.
World number 1.
Oh, great return.
Yeah, the one thing I like about Ward, he just seems so relaxed. You know, he's playing through the pressure of the moment. Big crowd on hand. They're the home team, I should say. He's got Taylor Fritz across the net, who's one of the up-and-coming guys. Yeah, that's the side he's tried to shore up, Fritz, the forehand. Make it more consistent. He wants to play with power, but a little bit of topspin too.
Thought that was selling long. He's kicking himself right now. It's well in.
Yeah, well inside the baseline. So 15-30, a little bit of pressure on Fritz and the Aviators.
Again, I wonder if the wind played a factor into that. It was selling long, and then the wind dropped the right-hand side. Ward is used to wearing a lot more colorful outfits when he plays on tour. Leaf. I wonder if he's feeling a little restricted here by the simple red, white, and blue.
Taylor fights off the one break point. Just to give you updates on scores, Washington up 9-7 on New York. And Vegas just getting started against the undefeated Springfield Lasers, 5-4 for the Rollers. Oh, that's a great serve. He saved a couple break points, and now it's deciding point. So he's going to have to save one more to try and get to 3 games all. So here's a Geico timeout by Rick Leach. And I think he's hoping to just make Taylor think about this moment a little bit more. So here are the standings so far. Springfield, Philadelphia, the Aviators, New York Empire, Vegas, Orlando. Orange County's second from the bottom at 1-2. They've only played 3 matches, so they're just getting started. Aviators. Okay, so we're having to go with a low angle shot as Taylor Fritz goes with the low angle drop shot to get the game. So a nice recovery from 15-40 down. He gets to 3 games all. Now we've lost power on one of our wide shot cameras. So, both of our wide shot cameras. So we will be giving you this courtside view from our low boys, as they're called. So here's Ward.
Get an opportunity to witness the game a little bit closer to the way the players see it.
Yeah, now this is the baseline shot that's going to give us the best angle with our wide cameras down.
See Azarenka on the sideline dancing to the music. She's having a good time. She might be here for one day, but she's going to make this day work for her.
Wow, Ward has been automatic with the backhand up the line.
You said it best, Lee. He had some of the best moments of his career here because of Davis Cup. So maybe just being back in Southern California is giving him some good vibes.
I think so.
Wait till he pays taxes here. Maybe he'll reconsider.
Oh, a brilliant return. So that's 15-30.
Watch Taylor in between points. He's trying to pump himself up. Mentioned earlier, he's very, very competitive. And even though he's got like a 250 tour waiting for him in Atlanta, he wants to win this match.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, his competitiveness was reflected in the schedule he made this year. He's got a second serve to work with here. Continues to play beautiful tennis.
Yeah, Taylor's learning you're going to have to keep him back a lot further. Any short ball, Ward has just been putting away.
Yeah, let's add in. So 40-30, I should say. A point for 4-3. Yeah, Ward continues to play well. He gets to 4-3, and the Breakers get to 13-9. This is a bit of a surprise. I really didn't expect this from James Ward to play such a high level, but he's definitely answered the bell against Taylor Fritz.
Well, he's a veteran. He's a veteran on tour. He's 32 years old, so even though this is his first season, he's technically a rookie here. He's not a rookie of these moments. He's not a rookie, obviously, playing in the States.
Obviously, folks have a little bit of problem with our scoreboard. We'll have them up as soon as possible.
So here's Taylor Fritz and at 3-4. And Taylor Fritz possesses a very dependable backhand himself.
A little bit of a miss hit there with Ward. He's just a little bit late on that ball. Speaking of the ball, it's like a fan just got herself a nice little souvenir. Nope, no, she faked me out. She didn't throw it back out to the ground. She kept it for herself.
Got to keep those souvenirs. Yeah, it looks like we might be headed for another tiebreak. Remember, a 9-point tiebreaker at 4 games all sets her to 5. The opening set of the day, O'Mara and Grunewald, the Aviators winning in a tiebreak in the mixed.
A little shocked he decides to go for a dropper there. It's not as if Taylor wouldn't have gotten to that. He wasn't quite far back in the baseline. Strange selection there in that moment.
Yeah, and you're never sure if the drop shot's going to work on a hard court where the ball does bounce up pretty high.
Oh, wow.
What a serve. I mean, Taylor Fritz hit what's called a screwy, where you serve, you brush with the open side of the racket. I mean, that is incredible. How did he do that? And he made it count. He hit the sideline. Watch this serve.
Oh, wow.
That's like an inside-out slice.
That big windup. He definitely meant business on that swing. When he gets a little bit older, and his body fills out a little bit more, he's going to be a fun player to watch. He's not afraid to pull the trigger from anywhere.
Ace down the tee, and Ward continues to answer the bell. And all the breakers were off the bench there in support of their man. And Taylor Fritz gets the mini break in the tie break. So he'll have 2 serves. Ward will have 2 more serves, and then Fritz will have the last 3 serves if needed.
This is good experience for Taylor. Wow. ball so cleanly right now. Ward is just painting the lines and just going for his shots on both wings.
Big time, big time. That's what can happen when you don't hit your spots with your serve. It's right in the strike zone for Ward. 1-2. Now 1-3. So Fritz fails to convert either of his service points. This is trouble for the Aviators. Change ends after the first 4 points played. Taylor Fritz, after the North American hardcourt season, he played 7 consecutive weeks of European clay court tennis. So he really committed to the clay court season, and it turned out to be a success for him. He had some brilliant wins, brought home some confidence-building results. And I mean, this is how competitive he is, how ambitious he is. He wants to be as good as he can be.
Well, there's going to be a window of opportunity for a lot of the young Americans in another 4 to 5 seasons, because the guys who've had a stranglehold on that top tier, they're eventually going to retire. Father Time is undefeated.
Yeah, that's 4-1. These are set points coming up for the Breakers. And James Ward, the Brit, has stepped up in a big way.
This is a little bit of a shocker. You know, once again, you look on paper and you thought that...
Boy, that's a great set of tennis for the Breakers and James Ward. 5-4 in the men's singles.
Yeah, you would have thought being home, being comfortable, not flying across the country, that Taylor Fritz was set up to have a nice, comfortable victory here. But once again, what's on paper doesn't always pan out.
All right, fans. It's halftime at Breakers Stadium. The World Team Tennis Finals will begin on Friday, August 2nd. Join us and see the top 2 teams battle it out for the coveted team trophy and a chance to become the 2019 World Team Tennis Champions. The finals will be live on the CBS Sports Network. Representing the 4th generation of a family tradition, 4Gen Digital combines the very latest print technology with good old-fashioned customer service and competitive pricing. For all your printing, promotional products, and packaging needs, go to 4Gen Digital. Let me get their website correct. It's right there. 4gendigital.com. 4 generations of printing excellence.
30 seconds.
That's 4gendigital.com.
What's she wearing?
Oh, 15 seconds.
Smells unreal.
Oh.
It's a Chamber of Commerce Day again in Newport Beach. It's tough to deal with these kinds of things when you live in Southern California. The sunshine, the tennis, the Breakers up 14-10 on the Aviators. Now, Nick Gismondi is down courtside, and he's with a very special guest, James Ward.
James Ward with me, Leaf. Bambo trying to get in on our shot a little bit there.
Big time, yeah. He loves a bit of limelight, old Bambo. Yeah. Too much.
Take me through that match with Fritz. Backhand was working well for you. I thought you played that very well. What was your mindset going through that?
Just to hold serve, because obviously he serves really well, and I was like, I need to take care of mine. Here we go.
He played really, really well.
Azarenka with a little commentary as well. She might be coming for your job up there, guys. So far, going well here for the Breakers. Nice to be home. This crowd's great.
Oh, it's amazing. It's a beautiful place, beautiful setting, and crowd's getting into it. We can't ask for more.
All right, Wardy, thanks so much.
Cheers, mate. Thanks.
All right, Leaf, boys, back up to you.
All right, thanks, Nick. Yes, James Ward really making a wonderful contribution. I'm sure the Aviators thought, okay, we can get the men's singles tonight, but no. The Breakers take that one 5-4. Anna-lena Grunewald serving. She's partnered up with Danielle Lau for the Aviators. Grunewald, the veteran in that pairing. One of the most accomplished doubles players in the world on the WTA. As high as 7 in the ranks. For the Breakers, Victoria Azarenka, and a first look at Andrea Klepacz, who was a former league MVP. So Azarenka's got a very skilled doubles partner in this event.
Azarenka struggled there to put that overhead away. She missed that volleyball. I'm really excited to see Lau play this doubles match because she's so crafty up there with the angles, the touch.
All right, 40-30, the Breakers need your help.
And Grunewald's the veteran on the court. Nowadays, just specializing in doubles. When she was younger, she got as high as 14 in the world in singles.
There's an example of some of that angle that I talked about that Danielle likes to play with.
So that was a winner by Lau to finish off the opening game. So this time it's the Aviators getting the first game. And now it's Vika serving.
Just a bit wide. There's another souvenir out in the stands for the fans.
Yeah, that one might have landed in John Wayne Gulch, which is an area just beyond the courts here that sort of the community has labeled in tribute to John Wayne.
The Duke.
Just a reminder that the Palisades Tennis Club, formerly the John Wayne Tennis Club. Double fault from Vika. Yeah, there's John Wayne. Star of so many wonderful movies. Most famous, I would say, for cowboy films, right? He was America's cowboy for many years.
He was America's cowboy for a while there. In fact, I didn't think anyone else would allow to play a cowboy in Hollywood films for a good 20 years.
He was friendly with Ken Stewart. Of course, Ken running the club, owning the club. He's got a statue for Ken Stewart here.
Where's your statue, Lee?
I don't know. I got to work on that.
Just let me know who I need to talk to. I have no influence, but I just want to talk to him.
That was a great exchange. All four players ultimately at the net. So Vika's feeling good that she survived. There's Kent Stewart, Southern California Hall of Fame member in the class of 2017, inducted in with guys like Bobby Riggs and Rod Laver.
Not bad company.
Yeah, he's a real institution here in Southern California tennis.
Speaking of institutions, Coach Leach over here comes from a family filled with rich tennis success, as well as a coach.
All right, Vika needs a little more extra.
His father, longtime coach at USC. There's actually a book that I'm interested in reading that came out last year, Lee. 30 years of USC tennis excellence. Wonder if Danielle made it.
Here's Rick Leach. Oh, a wonderful finish. Grunewald setting up Lau at the net. On that occasion, Lau able to finish.
And once again, she's a little magician up there. She's so much fun to watch. I know she's a substitute player, but I would like to see more of her. You know, she's not intimidated by power. She has variety, and she's really fun when she gets to net.
And that's where doubles teams complement each other well. Grunewald supplying the power, floating ball, Lau quickly in to volley her speed. So the breakers in a bit of trouble in the women's doubles. Let's see, cutting into that deficit are the Aviators. Now it's 12-14.
Not quite sure what Vika was trying to do there. You know, she was trying to take it out of the air, play half volley, or she was trying to decide on the way over.
Quickly to the side of the court was Azarenka. I don't think she was happy with the racket she had, so the breakers going with a Geico timeout, which gives us a moment just to show you the progress of matches tonight. We started off with the mixed doubles, and it was the Aviators who started things off well. Johnny O'Mara and anna-lena Grunewald taking it 5-4. Victoria Azarenka bounced back in the women's singles 5-1. James Ward took out Taylor Fritz. That was a real upset, so a nice move by the breakers there to build the lead. Now they're trying to hang on. Fourth event of the evening. Remember, we'll shut it down with the men's doubles tonight, so don't go anywhere. It's only going to get better.
The way that Ward and both Bainbridge have been playing today, I'm excited to see what they do together.
Too bad. It was a really good move by Grunewald. Now she just stayed where the ball was, stayed on the side of the court with the ball, so it was a nice move. Just couldn't convert the volley.
Now the wind is picking up again here. I'm not quite sure if that interferes with the shot. You can see again from Vika's skirt as well as the flags around that it's a breeze again. Put away volley there. Leaf, I have a confession to make. I'm trying to stay concentrated on the match, but the food smells so good all around us that I'm thinking about eating.
Yeah, it's. I feel like I'm at the old U.S. Open with the hamburger smoke drifting across the field courts.
Oh, it's killing me.
Back in the day. A lot to be enjoyed here this evening in Newport. 30-15. Second serve.
So you're telling me that while you're playing, you can actually smell the hamburgers?
Yeah, that was an issue at the U.S. Open back in the day. You know, now they've got all these beautiful dining lounges. Before, they used to have burgers on the grill, and that wonderful aroma was wafting across the grounds. The USTA National Tennis Center.
I can see how that would be problematic.
Distraction. You got plenty of them on a tennis court. You don't need that.
I cover boxing as well, Leaf, and occasionally our lunch will arrive at the same time that a boxer will, and the boxer is usually sort of fasting to try to make weight. And you know, you have to resist the temptation to eat in front of them. Being cruel.
To her, and Klepacz made her pay the price.
It's a beautiful play. Vika did well just to get the ball back in play to keep the point going. I thought that was going to be the finisher there.
Break points and game points. Deciding point that Azarenka scores for the Breakers, and they're back on serve and back ahead by 3 games, 15-12.
Yeah, you can't spin in an 86-mile-per-hour second serve in her strike zone like that. You're just asking for trouble. Wish she had that back. Still a little long on her. Is it me, Leaf, or does Klepacz have an interesting release on her serve?
Yeah, she's got a fairly open stance on the serve. She's facing the net, but then she kind of turns her shoulders as she gets that toss up.
That's some of that magic work I was looking forward to seeing from Lau. Anything she can get her racket on, she's going to do something a little special at net. Finding the divide between the two players, perfectly placed. So close, so close. Beautiful touch.
Yeah, this is where your reflexes are tested. More often than not, it's on the doubles court. And watch Azarenka as this point builds. Right here, gets that ball back in. 30. Another good move right on top of the net, and the team that sort of dominates that middle of the court is usually the team that'll prevail. And right now the Breakers are getting that done. Now beautiful ace out wide for Klepacz.
Tennis is a popular sport in the United States, but most people who play club tennis do not play singles, they play doubles. So there's an opportunity to see the pros in action.
16-12, the Breakers, their home opener.
It's time for the Gilson's nightly giveaway. 5 lucky fans will win a $25 gift card to Gilson. How do you do it? You check under your seat to see if you've won. So check under your seat to see if you've won. There are 5 $25 gift cards to Gilson.
World Team Tennis
Section 104, I see 104 is holding theirs up high. Hey Breakers fans, I want to let you know that tomorrow the Philadelphia Freedoms will take on the Vegas Rollers live on CBS. Be sure to tune in to CBS to watch the Bryan brothers, Sam Querrey, and more in this marquee matchup that starts at noon Pacific time on CBS tomorrow. Shot section 105.
World Team Tennis on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by USTA, the United States Tennis Association, and music provided by Free Play Music.
County Breakers up 16-12, and a look at the aces and double faults. The Breakers have served well tonight, but look at the double faults. The Aviators are a real problem.
Pressure either crushes you or makes you a diamond.
Boy, excellent depth from Grunewald. Klepash, no chance on that deep ball to really make a good play.
Get right off the line.
Got it.
Oh. Leaf, we almost got ourselves a souvenir ball and bounced up so high.
Got it.
Grunfeld's lob didn't get quite deep enough to help her reset the point. Easy put away. Another double fault from Grunewald.
Yeah, the serving issues have plagued the Aviators. Taylor Fritz had a number of double faults as well that ultimately may have cost him. Now, one of the biggest Aviator fans in the house is sitting right in front of us, our broadcast position. There's Fred Luddy. He's the owner of the San Diego Aviators, but also co-owner of the league.
Appears like he's owner of a nice Bloody Mary as well.
Hey, he's enjoying himself. When the Aviators came out to court in front of him, he was giving them support. I mean, he wants to win out here. He enjoys it. Obviously celebrated the title they won in 2016. Ryan Harrison was the MVP that year. Yeah, that's Klepash right on top of the net. Here's a deciding point.
Big time.
Yeah, a little Geico timeout just to think things over, make sure everyone's relaxed, that they've got the right plan. This isn't the time to go walkabout. You want to be on the same page, don't you?
Well, this match is so close. We've said this 1,001 times, but it matters most here. Every single point matters. So you should take a timeout, strategize to make sure everyone's together on what should be done.
Azarenka, another winner on a deciding point. She had a return winner to break in the last game. There's another one off the two-hander that gets him to 17-12.
Yeah, it looked as if Lau had an opportunity to make a play at the ball. May have thought it was going out. Decided not to put a racket up, and then immediately the ball dropped in. You saw the expression on her face.
All right, so it's 3-2. And here's the former world number 1 serving.
Here comes another ball. Leap came 2 inches away from getting a concussion. There it is. It's back down now.
Right on top of the net. Klepac is out of Slovenia. Unable to convert the volley.
It's good to see Vika serving relatively well. She had to retire from a match back in April because of a shoulder injury. Withdrew in Rome in 2012 because of a shoulder injury.
So now it's Azarenka's turn to struggle a bit on serve.
Grunfeld went for the high-risk shot, but there was so much space there. Can't blame her for being tempted for going for it. Klepac was looking to poach. She was going to take advantage of that.
Nice work there from Azarenka. She uses the swing volley so effectively.
It's interesting because I've seen more errors from her with the more traditional volley than I have with the swing volley.
Way too good.
Azarenka giving anna-lena a look. Like, are you kidding me?
She's got a great two-hander, and she used the topspin lob beautifully. Azarenka's directing a few comments down to the court. Here's a deciding point. Can the Aviators get the break back? No, the first serve, and the volley gets it done. That's 4-2. What a huge moment that was.
Yeah, there really wasn't much Danielle could do with that. It was sitting right up there for her to put it away. She was just a helpless victim at net.
Yeah, Klepac has so much experience. We mentioned that she's a former MVP of the league back in 2017.
How is that decided? Is it like the media vote for it like they do in all the other leagues, or is it with the players?
Yeah, it's a combination of the top league owners to get it done, league officials.
Do you have a vote?
I did not vote on that particular season, but that was the year of the Aviators. Yeah, it's interesting. She played for the Breakers in 2017, and that was the year the Aviators were beaten in the finals. So she helped get the Breakers that title in 2017.
The DJ's really good tonight. It's the same DJ that DJs for the Clippers. Had a chance to talk with him a little bit earlier today. Told him things going to be a lot more fun over in Clipperland now that you got Kawhi, Leonard, and Paul George in the fold.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting, isn't it?
Absolutely.
That's like Feliciano Lopez coming to the Philadelphia Freedoms for the match tomorrow night in Vegas. Some heavy hitters.
Vegas is becoming quietly a big-time sports town. I know people think of it as gambling, but you got the Raiders there. The Vegas Knights made the Stanley Cup Finals in its first year.
30-15.
Now World Team Tennis.
Yeah, we're going to have the Sunday night matchup. The Freedoms taking on the Rollers on CBS. Who can be a part of that great match? Sam Querrey, Feliciano Lopez featured. Don't forget Taylor Townsend, popular American player who's been doing brilliantly for the Freedoms.
She has so much talent. It's good to see her playing well.
Here's an interesting situation. The Aviators both back on the serve. And this was a tactic that John Lloyd suggested in one of their previous matches. Because Lau's second serve just left Grunewald too vulnerable up at the net.
Yeah, this is it's a smart play, but now she's coming to the net, so.
We'll see what happens if she misses the first serve.
Yeah.
40-30.
Boy, games are so important for the Aviators. You can see the deficit there, 6 games. If they lose this game, it will be 7. So you want to continue to win games, give yourself chances to win more games.
How do you feel about the order of play? Do you think it worked out the way that Coach Leach thought he would?
Yeah, that's a good question. Obviously, he was counting on a little closer match of the women's singles. I mean, you know, to get 5-1 in any set is huge. And for the Breakers, that was a big one to sort of crack it open with Victoria taking out Danielle.
Let's get behind our Breakers.
So San Diego does get the game, and they get to 18-13 now. Klepash serving for the set.
She's removing the goggles now from her face. Perhaps with the shadows now coming on the court more pronounced, contributed to her missing a routine forehand.
A double fault. Not the way to start off a game where you're trying to close out a set.
You hear the crowd getting behind her, trying to encourage her.
Yeah, the Aviators in full flight, attacking.
Vika did well to handle that first ball that was right at her feet, but after a while, you're just a helpless target out there with 2 players at net. Such an interesting service motion. She was waiting for that, wasn't she?
Yeah, not the place to go.
Perhaps she thought she was going to approach a little bit, and instead Azarenka just stayed at home. Easy forehand volley.
Boy, that is a tight forehand, and it cost the Breakers the game.
Pressure's real.
It sure is. Pressure is real. So, another tiebreak. This is the third of the evening.
Let's get behind our Breakers. Come on,
This has been a fun match to watch. You know, between some of the great net play.
New York up 14-11 on Washington. And Springfield trying to stay unbeaten, taking on the Vegas Rollers. That's in Vegas.
Where we will be tomorrow.
So 1 point all. 9-point tiebreak, first to 5. Let's in play. So that would stand as an ace, perhaps. Didn't get a racket on it. Didn't get a racket on it.
I'm willing to go with it being a point, but it's like a dunk, but you kind of, the ball kind of grazes the rim. Is it a dunk? Now try to lob Vika at net. Didn't get quite enough distance on it. Easy put away.
So 1 more point. And Azarenka's trying to remember, how do you play a 9-point tiebreak again? Different from the 12-point tiebreak where you have to win by 2. The 9-point you can win by 1, first one to 5, so it could be 5-4. So there's a finish line.
Easy put away there.
Yeah, that's 3-1. So they'll change ends after the first 4 points.
So important in doubles tennis that the serve sets up the player at net. That's the real advantage there.
One of the features of team tennis is how players can get advice and support and a little acknowledgement from the team as they change ends. That's where team chemistry is so vital. That energy you provide. There's Luke Bambridge supporting his Breaker teammates, Coach Rick Leach.
Taylor talks a lot about the loneliness of tennis because of all the travel. And it's good to have friends on tour. So it's nice to see them extending that here for World Team Tennis as well.
Ooh, lovely backhand strike. That's 4-1. And these are set points coming up for the Breakers. Oh, what a combination.
Beautiful
of
play.
plays. Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful play. Demonstrating why she's a star out there. The former #1 player, future Hall of Famer, 2-time major winner. Mom.
Yeah, she's playing a lot of great roles. So the women's doubles goes the way of the Breakers. 19-14, final event coming up, the men's doubles.
Now this game later in the evening, it seems like a good time for some kettle corn. sure to visit the teleport booth. I can smell it from up here, and I think I gained 2 pounds for just the aroma. But they're diet pounds, so we're okay. You know, fans, it's never been easier to get your kids into a great game of tennis. The United States Tennis Association is offering a free first-time membership to kids 10 and under so they can get started in a sport they'll enjoy for a lifetime. Visit the USTA membership booth for more details on this limited time offer. At Breakers matches, your safety is our priority. We encourage all fans who may see something to say something. Our staff is here to help. Thank you for your cooperation.
So welcome back to Newport Beach, California. Got a good one going on. These two California teams squaring off. Let's go down courtside to Olivia Decker, who's got a report on the final event, the men's doubles. Olivia.
Yeah, guys, this lineup has not favored Johnny O'Mara, who played in the first set of the day, winning. It was the longest and hottest set of the day. He had to come back here and sit on this bench in his sweat-soaked shirt. He told me he got immediately very cold as that would happen. And now he's got to come in now for men's doubles, playing with Taylor Fritz, and they won in this category last night 5-3. But he told me, I'm stiff as a board. This is a tough challenge for him, don't you think, Leaf?
Oh, I think so, and that's one of the challenges you need to adapt to is when you get that first set, you know, you got to somehow try and stay warm, or maybe get out of those wet clothes. But here we go. James Ward, Luke Bambridge taking on Johnny O'Mara and Taylor Fritz.
It is a little surprising. I didn't see him put on a jacket or anything.
James Ward serving. And that's Luke Bambridge finishing off that volley. 3 of the 4 men on the court are Brits. And Ward and Bambridge. I'm sure John Lloyd is saying, hey, I'm the British captain over here with the Aviators. How come you guys are playing up the street for the Breakers?
Needs to talk to his GM. The draft.
Well, you don't want to serve balls like that in the bottom of the net. That's going to make the other team feel like they've got a shot.
Well, he served so well in his match against Taylor, but just like O'Mara, he had some time to sit down for a little bit, so you wonder if he's cooled off. He, too, is a little stiff. He is 32 after all, a little bit older. It's a little bit longer to get the engine going. Or should I speak for myself, Lee?
I'm still trying to find the engine in mine. Well, it's a good return. Fritz's backhand is a thing of beauty. Gets the Aviators to 30 all. So often in doubles, you feel like you want to have your solid returner anchoring the backhand side. All the important points are played there. 15-30, add points.
Let's go.
And hopefully your deuce returner is going to light it up a bit and give the ad returner some opportunities.
Seems as if O'Mara's questioning whether or not there was actually a good serve or not. That was in. There's no one to yell at down there.
That's right.
You know, so.
Hawkeye Live taking care of all the calls. So that volley error from Brambridge brings up a deciding point, and I'm thinking they're going to have Taylor Fritz take it. I mean, Ward has to be careful about going into the backhand. Let's see if he goes into the Americans' forehand instead.
Let's go.
Oh, Taylor was really upset with himself with missing that backhand down the line. Took the racket and pounded against his leg. Another 10 more pounds, he might have broken it.
Yeah, time now for Fritz to serve. You can see the deciding points won so far. I mean, that's such a key part of the success or failure over the course of an evening. Orange County's been more clutch.
Yeah, I mean, we've been joking about it all night long. Pressure's real. And I know people say, hey, he just played in Wimbledon. He played Roger Federer in Australia. Doesn't mean that the situation here doesn't bring up anxiety.
15 love.
Big serve there to get that missed opportunity out of his mouth.
Taylor Fritz pounding that ace, and just in front of us, Fred Lunny, the owner of the teams. Good serve, Taylor. Everyone wants to get involved. Yeah, back down the line a couple of times. Pretty clever play from Fritz.
And here he did well with the first one. Taylor just reloaded. Almost impossible to get back.
And there's a look at John Lloyd. Interesting that he'll be looking at 3 British players. He was a former British Davis Cup captain. Oh, that is just wonderful.
Beautiful play. Doing a little extra sprint around the court. Maybe to warm himself up a little bit at the end of that play.
Yeah, John Lloyd's done it all in World Team Tennis, Coach of the Year. He's won a King Trophy as a player and as a coach.
Doesn't seem as if Taylor has a particularly high ball toss for a player of his height. Seems like he wants to keep the ball a little bit low. Maybe that's easier for him to really put a good crack on it.
Yeah, Taylor 6 feet 4 inches tall. All right, so the Aviators get the game.
One game all. Breakers lead 20-15.
All right, let's go down courtside now to Nick.
All right, thanks, Leaf. Well, you've got Bambridge and Ward playing together for the first time, and you wouldn't know it if you hung out with them. I had a chance to spend some time with them yesterday in Newport Beach, and they come off very chummy. And they became fast friends, and they actually met when they got here. That has translated on the court. The two have played very well together in doubles, and it's continuing here. I asked Ward about it, and he said he's just an easy guy to get along with. He's a lot of fun, he's easygoing, and he works hard. Not to mention he's exceptionally competitive. Leaf?
Yeah, that's a nice sort of recipe for success, isn't it?
Absolutely. Though I am curious with Nick hanging out with them at night, if he's pre-Vegasing on us.
Yeah.
We have a great Vegas match tomorrow night.
I mean, I was going over my notes. I guess Nick was not. Gonna have to find out from Nick the places to go in Vegas. I mean, he's the guy. Maybe we can open Nick up and just, I mean, we've got the big match tomorrow with the Freedoms taking on the Rollers, and I'm sure Nick is gonna be a part of that.
Boys, Vegas is kind of my town right now, and it's definitely become a sports town. But we can go have some fun. I got a couple places we can go. I got a good steak spot. I got a nice lounge place. You guys want to go to a club?
I'm just letting you know, if I'm not here for the match, it's your fault.
I might be able to get a senior citizens discount at some of these clubs.
Nah, Leaf.
Oh, no.
You'll fit right in, Leaf. You'll fit right in.
Yeah, nice rip forehand from O'Mara.
30-15.
So 30-15.
You know, in other sports, Lee, it doesn't really matter if the top duo doesn't get along. Obviously, we're here in Southern California, so Shaq and Kobe immediately comes to mind, but there are other players on other teams that didn't necessarily get along. How important is it that you get along off the court as doubles partners?
That's interesting. I think most guys do, but I don't think it's a requirement. You know, I think it's how you get along on court, and I'll tell you, winning, you know, addresses a lot of issues.
Were you talking about Shaq and Kobe again?
It's a Southern California duo. We got a couple Southern California duos right here. Well, it's a sweet return from O'Mara. Keeps the game alive at 40-30.
It's great to see the talking going in between the players.
We talk about the rival, the I-405, and this is what it's like on a busy day. And you can see all the teams that are a part of it. The Aviators and Breakers, Ducks, Kings, Dodgers, Angels, Lakers, Clippers, Galaxy, LAFC.
Zlatan showed out last night.
Didn't he?
Yes.
3 goals.
Hat trick. After proclaiming to be the best player in the league, he goes out and backs it up against the best team in the league, LAFC.
All right, a double fault, and it was looking fairly routine at 40-15. Doesn't look so routine anymore for Bambridge. Taylor Fritz has another swing at a return on deciding point. Let's see what happens here. Boy, you feel like this is critical to how this match might finish. Oh, just a little wide.
Let's go. Big volley, boy.
Oh, he hit it well, but he just didn't have enough shape on it to bring it in.
Yeah, he's so fast out there, though. You can see why he was able to win on tour. He's got to some balls extremely quickly and was really able to do something down the baseline. Just missed it out wide.
So that makes it 21-15 for the Breakers.
Right.
Johnny O'Mara serving.
Let's go, man. Yeah.
He is out of Arbroath, Scotland.
What's up?
And a nice
Beautiful
ace out wide.
Beautiful second serve. Gave himself a nice little smile and tap on the shoulder there to say, you can do this, which makes me wonder, why did the duo break up? Mentioned two doubles players complementing each other, one kind of fast and crafty and yet the other having the power.
Yeah, Woody.
Beautiful volley there by Taylor. Flashes a smile at his partner O'Mara.
I think he might have got a little bit of the frame there.
That's probably what the smile was about.
But you know, you pay for the frame. Or
You pay for the frame, and I
might as
know
well
that
use it.
personally. I like the frame more than the strings anyway.
Game points for the Aviators.
Yeah. You.
One of the great things about World Team Tennis and the locations, especially like an event here, where there's so many actual club players here who are watching. The looking, they can relate because they know what it's like to be in those moments and not being able to execute what you want to do. Even the pros go through that. It's a nice reminder. And no, I'm not talking about Roger Federer's 2 missed match points on his serve.
Happens to the best of them. And it's not an easy sport to master at any level. But the rewards are pretty great. Great satisfaction when you can hit a good shot. Oh, that's wonderful synchronicity. The Aviators playing some fine stuff.
Beautiful doubles play, covering the middle of the court, just as you taught when you were a little kid.
All right, it's 21-16. We're getting close to the finish. 2 games all in the men's doubles, final event of the night.
I'd like to remind you folks that Breakers Match is your safety is our #1 priority. We encourage all fans who may see something to say something. Our staff is here to help. Thank you for your cooperation.
Guys, just stay here, please.
TV break.
So right now it's 2 games all in the 5th and final set. The Breakers need to win this set in order to win the match. If the Aviators win this set, then we go into extended play. So that's why we need to make sure that they win this. James Ward is serving for your Orange County Breakers.
Orange County Breakers, San Diego Aviators, 21-16 in this final event, the men's doubles. Leaf Shiras alongside LZ Granderson. Olivia and Nick are down courtside. That's James Ward trying to get over the line for the Breakers.
Great serve.
And the Breakers are ahead 21-16. If they win the final set, it's over. The Aviators, however, if they can win the last set, they have a chance to force extended play and keep their hopes of coming back alive.
Ward played so well in his match against Taylor Fritz.
Come on, let's go. Brilliant.
And just a reminder of the extended play rules, the trailing team, if it wins the last set, well, they get to continue play. As long as they continue to win games, or the leading team wins one game, the match is over. But the team that's trailing, if they can get back to even, well, they'd play a super tie break.
Another beautiful serve, Ward there.
Yeah, he just seems so loose and so relaxed. A lot of good serves, some great backhands. Yeah, love service game to get to 3-2. Taylor Fritz to serve next, and the Aviators are walking the tightrope here. They've got to win every game, and they've got to win this set. Otherwise, it's over tonight as the Breakers trying to win their home opener.
And this is Taylor's last match before he heads off to Atlanta. You got to know he doesn't want to leave here with a bad taste in his mouth. Someone that's that competitive, want to win everything.
Big time, let's go. Come on, big time.
All right, Breakers fans, Breakers are up 3-2. Love 15.
So a little I formation now from the Aviators. O'Mara pretty much in the center of the court. An excellent serve.
You wonder, because of the I formation, if Bainbridge tried to go right down the line with that and just was a little late.
Yeah. And that's one of the reasons why you go into, different shifts, different positions. Try and distract the returner, get them to take their eye off the ball. Maybe see you move up the net.
Just noticing the dexterity of Ward. He just scratched his middle of his back with his palm. I thought Joker was the most Gumby player on tour. Mara's showing off a little bit of his soccer skills. He's a big football fan.
Just over the service line. So the Aviators double fault. Woes continue. You don't want to fool around with a lead in this situation. Great crowd on hand tonight, enjoying this evening of tennis. Palisades Tennis Club. There's the game.
3 games all. Match 22-17.
So something's going to happen for the Aviators. They're going to have to get a break of serve or win a tie break. They've somehow got to find a way to win this final set to get to extended play.
Let's get it up for your Orange County Breakers!
It's great to see how fired up Taylor is. Talk about how competitive he is. How much he hates to lose. My favorite kind of athlete. I prefer those who hate to lose versus those who love to win.
Yeah, nice pickup by Ward. Fritz had space down the middle, but Ward just put his racket in that area.
Just missed the passing shot. Normally that backhand is pretty reliable for him.
Now, I'm a little surprised he missed that because he does enjoy that little roller cross court. I mean, he has all the shots on the backhand side.
Bainbridge is fired up. Grew up idolizing Roger Federer. His partner Ward practiced with Federer just last season.
Yeah, and Bainbridge just didn't really do enough with that first volley right there. He just sort of popped it back right in the middle of the court. Was that a one-hander from Taylor?
It was a one-hander from
Nice
Taylor. I
shot.
thought it was at first, but is it a coincidence he does the one-hander just when we talk about Federer? A little showtime there from O'Mara. Behind the back lob. How often do you see those?
Yeah, put that on the highlight reel. We've had plenty of highlights tonight, and there's another of them.
I think I like those better than the tweeners.
Yeah, the sun's setting here on this early California evening. Bambridge gets himself out of that game to 4-3.
Nick talked about the two, Ward and Bainbridge, hanging out last night in Newport. You see that camaraderie extended out here. Makes you wonder what's possible on tour when this is all over. Beautiful shot. Caught Taylor's lackadaisically coming up to net there. I don't think you're going to see a better play than that tonight. That might have been the point of the night. Give it up, give it up. Are you watching Sports Center?
I mean, how many brilliant gets did he do at this point? There's one of them, and then the smash. Incredible.
How much of that had to do with familiarity of the person who was hitting the smash? Perhaps knowing where he may be going?
Yeah, Bambridge is excited about that, and it might take them a step closer, closing out the Aviators. So love 30, Johnny O'Mara trying to salvage this game and salvage the match tonight.
Let's go.
Yeah, these break points or match points.
Oh boy.
It's a pretty deep hole for the Aviators.
Yeah, it's been such a fantastic match. It's been such a fantastic night of tennis. You hate to see it go out like this. Some amazing shot making. Vika giving you 3 matches tonight. Oh.
All right, it's still match point. Here we go.
He missed that, but not by much.
Here we go, Breakers fans.
Yeah, how close a call was it? Not too close.
Not too close. It's differently from where we're positioned.
Still match point.
And now it's match point number 3. Come on, you gotta give him a little more love than that. We gotta get behind him.
Oh, the net cord winner.
Well, we've had everything tonight, Lee. We've had the behind-the-back lob. We had fantastic smash returns. Then you had a stroke of bad luck for Taylor Fritz.
So the Breakers in 3 tie breaks take out the Aviators 24-17. And you can see how it's a team win, isn't it? The men, the women all contributing. to this win for the Breakers against their rivals, the San Diego Aviators. We'll come back in just a moment.
Watch from the sideline. Remember, kids, when everyone gets a chance for an autograph, please have only one item to be signed. And don't forget to have all eyes on the court as we present the match bonus of the night to the Orange County Breakers. Congratulations to Rick Leach and the Orange County Breakers for a great evening of World Team Tennis. Also, thank you to our chair umpire and the entire umpire crew.
On CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Geico.
Volunteers who donated their time. We thank each of you for joining us tonight at Breaker Stadium for all the great Breakers and WTT action. Be sure to visit BreakersTennis.com to get tickets for our upcoming July 22nd match featuring Steve Johnson against the defending World Team Tennis champions, the Springfield Blazers. After that, the home stretch continues July 23rd in a home match that features Eugenie Bouchard and the league-leading Philadelphia Freedom. Thanks again for your support tonight. My name is Marcus Dennis. I've been up here in the booth with DJ Ditz. Thanks for your support. We'll see you on Monday night. Good night. Ride safely.
World Team Tennis on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Geico, saving people money for over 75 years. By Rocket, game-changing phones with glasses-free 3D. And by Forever Mark, a diamond is forever.
A beautiful evening in Southern California. We started in bright sunshine and we're left with this beauty around us. The Orange County Breakers, their home opener, they take it 24-17 over their I-405 rivals. The Aviators 24-17. You can see they won 4 of the 5 sets, 3 tie-break sets tonight. This was a close one.
Yeah, absolutely. You hate to see it end the way they did with the net court play, but there were big moments from both sides, and you just feel absolutely happy for Taylor Fritz, only because you know he had a chance to get a little bit loose before he heads back out on the tour.
Yeah, pretty exciting times for all the players, particularly the Breakers who come off with a big win. We want to thank Olivia Decker and Nick Gismondi down courtside for getting up close and personal with the players and giving us reports from what's unfolding down court. Live Twitter postgame show at World Team Tennis. Remember, Philadelphia Freedoms versus the Vegas Rollers tomorrow, 4 o'clock Eastern on CBS. Feliciano Lopez and Sam Querrey. And then coming up next, it's the Pro Rodeo Tour from Casper, Wyoming. And for 24/7 news and highlights, go to CBS Sports headquarters. For our amazing team on site, for LZ and Olivia and Nick, I'm Leaf saying so long, everybody.
All right, energetic final set as the Breakers take it over the Aviators. Boys, a lot of chemistry between the two of you. We were talking, you guys actually just sort of met and started to hang out, but does it translate on the court quickly, obviously?
Yeah, I think so. We both played really well since the start here. We never really hang out much, but World Team Tennis brings you together, and we've had a good time. We've enjoyed it on and off the court, so as you can see, we're getting some results.
A couple exceptional points from you, including that one where you saved my life over there. Tell me about your energy and the way you played that final set.
Well, to be honest with you, I was a bit disappointed with my level throughout today, but Wardy and Vika brought it today and kept us in it and got us ahead, and I was just happy that my energy paid off and to get 1 or 2 points here and there.
Azarenka obviously played very well. 3 big matches for her. What's it mean to have her on this team with you guys?
It's good fun. She's been great. Look at her, look. No, she's been great fun all day. She played really well and just helped us get the win.
Victoria, I have to ask you, since you've come into our shot a couple of times here. You told me earlier how well the boys played. Talk about that performance in that final set there from them.
Oh, thanks.
You can be honest. Be honest.
No, it was great to see it, especially like the last game, the point, it got everybody off their feet, so it's really exciting. I hope everybody enjoyed. I surely did. It's such a different format with playing in the team, so you get to experience like a cool atmosphere, so I had a blast. Marathon performance for you, 3 games today that you play. Take me through that. Were you just ready to roll? Yeah, I mean, my coach probably really happy about that, but no, it was great. I play only one night, so I wanted to play as much as I can, and it was fun. All right, congratulations on the win for all 3 of you. Good effort tonight. Enjoy yourselves. We'll see you guys in Vegas.
Thanks, mate. Thank you.
Thank you.